Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. I almost don't know where to
According to the
begin.
card.
I am a resident of Carson. I reside at 868 East Meadbrook Street in this wonderful city. Let me begin by saying, and my question has been answered this evening, I wondered when I received this, what in the heck is going on? My question has been answered because it has been said, this is the last meeting before voting. This is perhaps the thickest campaign mailer that I have received. I cannot imagine why, Mr. Mayor, there are approximately, because maybe I'm off a little bit, but items that you've sponsored, and at least 10 or 11 of them have to do with the clerk's office or the passport or looking into the salary of all of the things that were talked about by you as some of your campaign items. This is actually illegal campaigning. That's the way I see it. And the city paid for it. The city mailed this out to different people's homes, and we're here now that this is all of a sudden the focus of everybody at this particular time. This is no coincidence. Not at all. This is political propaganda at its best, because this is the last meeting before we vote. This is a campaign mailer. All of this has nothing to do with what's going on now and the fact that, no, I don't want fracking, they don't want fracking. There are so many things. And by the way, about our city manager being fired, today I celebrated being retired for 6 years. 12 years ago, I believe it's approximately 12 years ago, the mayor was upset because I came and stood here and I spoke in behalf of Jerry Grooms and keeping his job. The mayor called my employer, the Board of Supervisors, told some untruths to try and get me fired. But Helen Kawagoy, who was known in this city, was the first person to call Supervisor Burke to say, don't believe any of that. It is not true. And she supplied the tape from the meeting to make sure that everything that was said did not go against me. So this is not a coincidence either that happened the way that it did. This has been a practice. Maybe you didn't know that, Mr. Robles. Maybe you didn't know that, Santorina. But it's evidence. And by the way, ask Helen, she'll tell you, right? I want to say on item 33, and by way of me mentioning this as a mailer, that took in most of the items that I mentioned. The annexation, when I was working, it was already proven and already a point of discussion, and we were advised that it would be against the betterment of this city to annex any other area to bring into the city for the same services that are paid for and that already provide services for the people here. That would be a hardship on the city. But that is also a campaign thing. Okay? Item 33, birth name. My mother and my father named me. I am so proud of my name. I don't have to put it on a flag or on a signpost, and I darn sure don't see why it's so important that it be put on the agenda tonight, that anybody that has served or held an elected office claim emeritus. Everybody. Aren't you proud of your name? Why do you need all these little tags to fly? There's a street that is named Jim Deere. I beg of you, every resident, would you want to call Jim Deere Mayor Emeritus? I think that we need to really look at what's going on in our city. There are some important issues here. There are things that do need to be taken care of. I think it's wonderful if you've made up your mind that you want to become the clerk. Honestly, I think our clerk is doing a fine job. The same as I felt that Mr. Grooms was doing a fine job. She's going to get my vote. I definitely think that you have done a wonderful job, Denisha, and I would love to see you sit in that seat. Mr. Mayor, there may be some things that you're good at. But I don't think that you still have the qualifications to be accountable for our records or our records of our money or whatever, perhaps a little more